Duolingo really grew well, at least in the Philippines during the pandemic. Everybody has some extra time because you don't have to spend hours in traffic. So the extra 2 to 3 hours really help Filipinos find a hobby, and among those is learning a new language. Now,
Mhm.
tell us about the growth of Duolingo during the pandemic, and what's your outlook for this year?
Yeah, thank you, Ralph, for that question. As you mentioned, we did see some user behavior changes after the pandemic. So after the COVID, I think there is a learning trend, behavior trend that transformed from the offline learning to the online learning. We saw people are more get used to a flexibility of the learning behaviors. So we saw the same trend on Duolingo. One is that there are more learners coming to Duolingo. Our daily active user has achieved all-time high after the pandemic. And secondly, we noticed that people are spending longer time on Duolingo. There is a very fun data that new user coming to Duolingo learning 30% longer time than before the COVID of the new user behaviors. So in general, that I think that ties back to Duolingo's mission that we want to make language learning more accessible to everyone. So no matter who you are and where you are, no matter you're at home or outside, you can always come into Duolingo at any time you want. So yeah, we are very glad that we can support more learners to achieve their language learnings during the pandemic. Yeah.
Mm. Do you have figures on what languages are the most popular right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think I can share from two perspectives. One is globally, another is for the Filipinos market. So globally, our biggest languages are learning Spanish, learning French, and also learning English. And specifically for the Philippine market, our top, you can have a guess. You can guess like what languages you think is most popular.
I don't know because Filipinos are quite fluent already with the English language. So I'd
Mhm.
be surprised if English would be the number one.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, learning English is not. We are actually gonna launch the English course. But besides English, do you have a guess what languages are most popular
Well, I've been
Filipinos?
trying to learn Mandarin because our two countries are pretty close, and it's the most spoken language in the world. So I wanna learn that, but I don't know what else. Spanish could be
Mhm.
the number one because it's pretty close. We have lots of words that are common between Filipino and Spanish,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. I give up.
Yeah, actually, a nice guess. Both Chinese and Spanish are on the list, but the top fives are the first one is Japanese, the second one is Korean, the third one is Spanish, fourth one is French, and fifth one is Chinese. So as you can see, actually, the language learning trend is very diverse. People are not only focusing on only one language, but there are different, like they are going to like a different approaches and options. And secondly, actually, we saw the growth trend of the Japanese and Korean is exceeds other languages. I think there are might be some reasons of, for example, the impact from the key drama or key series or Japanese animations getting popular within the whole Asian region, and people are spending more time at home watching those online shows. So because of that pop culture impact, people have higher motivation to learn their languages like the Korean and Japanese. So
Okay,
that's
that makes a lot more sense right now. I'm into anime, and sometimes you just want to learn the language because reading the subtitles takes a lot more
yes.
effort than actually understanding the language.